Hello again from West Texas, the Recovery Ward. Today is Saturday, May 30th, 2020. And that means it has been 48 weeks right this minute, because it's a little bit past noon, that I went to the hospital thinking that something was wrong, not knowing, and later that day in the hospital I had a stroke. So here we are, almost a full year after the stroke, and this is my latest update report. Going to give you some pointers on what I've been doing. Before we get into this one today, though, I do want to, when I was editing and posting my last video, it occurred to me that this seems awfully self-indulgent, like I'm using the stroke as a attention-getting mechanism, and I just want to be clear that to all my friends and family, I appreciate all your support and I feel your love out there. But I do want to be clear that I don't expect anybody to watch these videos just to keep up with my recovery. If you're watching and interested, thank you. And again, thank you for your support. But my real intention, when I first started making these videos, it was because some friends had asked to say, we want to see what you look like. How's it coming? Keep us up to date. But as I continued, especially in my own desire to know what was going on and have some kind of a understanding of what to expect, I was surprised how few videos, how little information was out there directly from other people who'd had this experience. Most people who have strokes, you just don't feel much like doing anything. It's hard to it's a little bit embarrassing to feel so much like an invalid. There are all kinds of videos from doctors and therapists, and almost all of them started off with telling what is a stroke. Well, before we talk about how to recover from a stroke, let's describe what is a stroke. Anybody who's had a stroke knows what a stroke is. So there's my tip to you doctors and therapists out there. You don't need to tell us what a stroke is, what happens. Everybody over the age of 40 knows what a stroke is. And everybody who's had a stroke definitely knows what a stroke is. But my objective in making these videos is to communicate with people who are going through this themselves and tell you from somebody who's in the where you are, or somebody who's helping a person recover from a stroke. That is so vital. A person recovering from a stroke really leans on other people, literally and figuratively, as we very much rely on your help. And it's as much as encouragement, I'm offering, I hope I'm offering understanding, because I had a difficulty understanding what was going on. When you literally lose part of your mind, part of your brain dies in a stroke. The muscles in whatever part of your body, if it's your right side, your left side, your speech, people lose all kinds of different elements of their body. The muscle, everything is still there. The thing that controls your muscles is gone. And you have to relearn how to control your muscles. Your muscles, whenever you're learning how to play the piano, you're learning, you're lifting weights, learning how to play tennis. You say that you're training your muscles, but you're not. You're training your brain to operate those muscles. Everything that happens in your body starts in the brain and ends in the brain. When you feel pain, you smash your finger with a hammer or something, your brain is saying that hurts, but the pain is happening in your brain. I think fundamentally we understand that. So I hope that I'm giving you some hope that it does take effort, and that's what today's video is going to be about. Some of the other things that I'm doing to get me from where I was a year, almost 48 weeks ago, to where I am now, didn't happen by itself. And that's a lot of what I hope these videos will communicate, is that almost anybody can recover some, if not most of what they lost in a stroke, if they apply themselves, and if you have hope and faith and you understand what's happening. So with that in mind, we're going to go outside, and I'm going to show you some of the more comical things that I've been doing to get back to feeling like a regular person again. Hello again from West Texas, overlooking the upper valley of West El Paso, and this time I'm concentrating on showing you what I'm doing with legs, feet, and balance. But just to brag, since the last video, which was just 4 weeks ago, I've stepped up to 3 of these resistance straps that I do my workout with. And something I neglected to mention in the last video was why resistance straps are so preferred by physical therapists, is because we're not just doing strength training. That's something I couldn't have dreamed of doing that 10 months ago, even 6 months ago. But what's so good about resistance straps is it makes you work the muscle, so that's strength training, but then it works brain training to bring it back slowly. The resistance works both ways. So your brain, this is, you don't even think about it. When you lift a weight and then you set something back down, you're controlling the muscle to release the strength to pick something up, but then you also have to have the coordination, the brain power to let it back down slowly. Otherwise, every time you pick something up, you just drop it, but you have to, your brain controls, you're setting something back down. If it's heavy, then your brain is slowly letting out that, and if you're setting down something light, either way. So that's why resistance straps are so desirable. I also use these around my knees when I'm do a sitting. I call it my reverse thigh master. Suzanne Summers, step aside. And I open and spread my legs so that, and also the same deal as I'm opening my legs, it's resisting for strength training, and then as I'm bringing the legs back together, the tension is slowly coming back together, and my brain is controlling that. That's after a brain injury or stroke. Retraining is not about retraining muscles, it's retraining the brain. Neuroplasticity, they call it. All right, so this is going to look silly. I feel silly doing it. Fortunately, I usually don't have much of an audience out here. Today, there's some workers in the next yard who are doing some work, so they're going to get a kick out of this. But I do a high-step walk around the yard wearing ankle weights. These are just 2.5 pounds. I hope to step up to 5 pounds soon, but here's what I do. So to get full benefit as I'm doing this, I carry hand weights and high step my way around the back of the yard. This looks ridiculous, I'm sure. But then it takes about 20 paces to get around. A pace, of course, is not just steps. So a pace is each time you hit the same foot. So left, right, left is a pace. So it's actually... I do this 100 up to 150 times, so it's actually 300 steps around the yard. Do it with the weights, sometimes way up over my head, sometimes if I'm tired, just this high. And then as I come back around, and the thing that's happening is, of course, it's strength training and redeveloping muscle capacity, but also balance, because each time I do this high step, that takes balance. Your body, brain has to make sure that, otherwise, just a few months ago, stepping like this, I would have immediately fallen over. I could not have done this. And then every time I come around, I step up on the boards and try to hold the balance for a few seconds. I'm up to 7 seconds is the most I can do. I don't think I can do it right now. Balance is one of the things we lose as we age. In fact, scientists who study these things, except for people who are gymnasts or ballerinas, people who really train their balance well later into life, into their 40s and 50s, but average people who don't do that much training, a doctor or scientist can tell within 5 years how old you are by how long you can hold your balance. That's just one of the things that happens as we get older. The ability to balance, we lose that ability. So that's more or less the update. Let me step back around here. I do my little high stepping. I do bands around the knees, and and then the hardest one of all, I do squats as best I can, and this is the hardest exercise I do. And even as I'm doing it, I can feel the difference between my right and my left leg. My right leg, this is a good strain on the nape, but the left leg is saying, oh man, this is tough. And I can do that usually 40 times. I try to do it 50 times, 3 times a week. That's the update from West Texas. Next time I do the update, next update will be the 1-year anniversary, and that's when the beard goes, and I'm going to get a haircut, and I'm going to get my driver's license. So a lot to look forward to in the next video. Thanks for watching. We'll talk you on the year anniversary next time.